What's going on, guys? You guys have been asking for it, and I'm here to deliver. Let's do an animation throwdown box review. This week's newest box is the dog box. At first glance, it's a pretty alright box. The legendary pre-combo card Betsy is looking like a really nice option for defense based on its skills. It has Sturdy Wall and Hijack, which are some of the key skills you want to look out for when it comes to cards for defense. The one thing that I find somewhat odd about this card though is its stats. Unlike traditional defensive cards like this that we've seen in the past, the stats for the attack and the HP wise lean a bit more towards being moderate. It has fairly high attack for a defensive pre-combo, and its HP isn't quite as high as I would like for a defensive card. That, and the fact that it has a fair amount of the boost skill as well, actually makes this card a pretty good option to run offensively as a buffer card, as it can dish out a good chunk of damage and has high damage output potential based on combos that you can make down the line. Moving on to the items of the box, first up is the new Spirit item from Futurama. This is going to be an offensive item based on its stats. 16 attack is relatively good, leaning a bit just over the moderate level, with 42 HP being on the lower end and in what I like to call the high risk zone for getting killed in one hit. I like the skill breakdown that it has though, as they are all relatively good support skills between the Motivate and the Shield All Animal. The Recover skill is also nice to help increase your total card health pool and prolong the longevity of this card. One note that I do want to make about this skill is that the Recover skill does not act as a heal when it comes to score. It only increases the card's max HP, so if you've already taken damage on this card, making a combo will up the HP, but that damage is still there and that HP is still missing. So you will want to try and heal that up with other support healers, or keep increasing your total card HP pool by either making some more combos or playing more high HP cards on the field to end the match on to try and maximize that score. The second item in the box is New Brian from Family Guy, and like New Coke back in the 80s, New Brian's got nothing on the original. This card is another offensive item, with its attack on the high end of the spectrum at 18. Avoid running this on defense at all costs, as 39 HP is in the danger zone of getting demolished. Its skill set leans entirely towards offensive support between punches, cripple, and jab. And as far as items go, it's basically an offensive wet dream. And the last item in the box is the new Goggles Cat from Bob's Burgers. Once again, this is an offense item with its attack on the higher end at 17, and its HP is in that one-shot danger zone. Skill-wise, it's got a good chunk of payback, which is normally a skill you want on defense, but you can leverage it offensively situationally to your benefit to help chip away at your opponent's card wall. You also have a bit of support with Recover and Cripple in there to try and control damage you receive to keep a grip on your score. As for your premium characters in the box, you have two really good ones here between Meg and Lois. Meg's not a bad option to have as far as defensive characters go, as she has some highly sought after defensive skills in the form of Bodyguard and Leech. And she also has some really good defensive combos across quite a few traits. Lois is another great one for defense, and she works great on offense. She has some amazing combos across several traits, and they seem to be adding more each new Battleground effect. The two characters are both great ones to have too if you're trying to put together a Family Guy deck for Siege, and they make some great combos, and they both act as healers for Family Guy cards, so really good ones to have. Next, we're going to take a look at the epic pre-combos of the box. First up is Dog Meg. I'm going to be honest, personally I don't like this pre-combo for myself, as it's more or less useless at the higher levels of play. That being said, it can work at the lower and mid levels of competitive play. It leans more towards average, with its stats being pretty versatile between offense and defense. Skill-wise, all three skills between the Payback, Jab, and Leech can benefit you offensively for chipping away at your opponent's cards, and it can act as a buffer. And then defensively, it's a pretty good buffer to shave points off of your opponent's score. I do want to point out that the comboed version you would make with the Meg character and an animal item, on the other hand, would be a really good combo defensively to really be good at annoying and blocking your opponent's score there. Your other epic pre-combo is Dog Lois. This one I'm liking a lot more for defense because of its higher HP stat. You can also run it offensively, as the Leech and Punch are great, and you can make it stronger by making combos down the line for it to activate its boost skill. I actually used the comboed version of this in the current Rumble going on right now, and you should check out that video to see it in action if you want. So my final impression of this box is that it's definitely a bit more of a box for putting together an animal offense deck, but it does have a few options for defense. It's also not a bad box to pull from if you're trying to put together a Family Guy deck, as a good chunk of the cards in it can be put towards that goal. Ultimately, I'd rate it a 4 out of 5 golden turds. And now with the review out of the way, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. First off, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and supporting my videos. It truly means the world. I read every single one of your comments and try to answer as many of them as I can. You guys are truly the greatest fans, and I know it's been a long time since we last did a box review. I made a post about the hiatus of box reviews on my Facebook back when I knew I was going to be taking a break from them a while back. And I know not all of you have a Facebook, and not all of you guys follow me on there, so if you missed that update, I'm truly sorry about that. The reason there hasn't been any box reviews these last couple months is because I just didn't have the time to put them together on top of making the other videos that I did put out. I was kind of stuck with the choice of either putting out one box review each week at the cost of bringing you guys fewer gameplay videos, and I decided to go the route of bringing you guys more videos and a few guides as well instead, as I figured you would enjoy that more than just like the one video a week. Going forward, I can try to bring you guys box reviews again each week, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to commit to that due to scheduling and time constraints. For those who don't know, I do work full-time in retail, and making videos for you guys is what I do in my spare time on the side. And it's that time of the year again. The holidays are upon us, which means when it comes to working in retail, day in and day out is hell on earth. Those of you who do follow me on Facebook may have noticed I teased a box review on there last week, and that video unfortunately never happened because I kept getting called into work. Hell, even this video that right now almost didn't happen for the same reason. So I'll leave the decision up to you guys. What would you like me to do? Would you like me to continue to try to make box reviews whenever I can, which means they might not be consistent every week? Or would you prefer that I continue to leave them on a hiatus until I'm able to upload them consistently weekly again, so you're never left wondering whether or not a box review is coming? I'll leave a poll up on screen for you to vote in, and you can also be sure to let me know in the comments section, because ultimately it's whatever you guys want is what I'm going to do. I also do have an update in regards to expanding out into new and different games. As I mentioned before, I do need to get a new computer before I can start recording and live streaming newer games, as my current computer is ancient and can't handle the workload. I already have the custom build that I want to get planned out, and it's going to be a beast of a machine. For any of you tech geeks out there, I'm talking an i9 processor, 1080 Ti graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, the whole shebang. This baby will be pretty high-end and allow me to bring you guys some modern games for console, as well as higher spec PC games, as well as allow me to start actually live streaming for you guys on Twitch at some point. I was planning on pulling the trigger and buying the computer come January, but of course, life being life and giving me a good kick in the balls, unfortunately due to circumstances out of my control, I'm actually going to be forced to move and find a new place to live within the next month. So I'm going to have to keep saving my money a bit longer just to maintain a bit of a safety net there financially so that I can continue to support myself. I should hopefully be able to get a new computer around April now, so hang tight. We'll get some fresh new content beginning half of next year. We'll get there eventually, guys. In the meantime, I do have plans for some more Animation Throwdown content to keep you guys entertained. I'll continue to bring you guys wacky and fun Rumble matches each Rumble, with gameplay from this current Rumble coming out starting on Monday, so look forward to that. I also have some plans for some fun Siege scenarios that I want to try running. And then you guys showed an overwhelming amount of support for my Witches of Langley Adventure Island guide video, so I'm planning on making those into a series to get some guides on how to reach Onyx Mastery on all of the Adventure Islands for those who may or may not need the help, so look forward to those as well. I do also have a few more guides in the works, including some deck building tips and tricks ones for Rumble and Siege. a guide to just all of the skills in the game in general and how they work, because I know there's a lot of confusion in there for some of those skills for what they block, what they don't block, and how they interact. So I'll be making a guide on that at some point. And I have some other fun stuff in the works that's kind of planned too. I don't want to spoil everything. I want to leave some air of mystery in there. So yeah, there's plenty to keep you guys entertained and busy as we count down the days until April arrives and we get some newer, fresh stuff in there. As always, for any more future important updates, if you don't already, I highly suggest you like my Facebook page so you don't miss a thing. Following me on Twitter is also an option. Feel free to tweet at me and engage with me on there if you ever have any questions about the game or just want to say hi and just see what's going on. I'll always respond to you guys there whenever I have the time. You can also follow me on Instagram, where I normally exclusively post sneak peeks of upcoming videos as well as other fun stuff from time to time, so you can get some exclusives on there as well. All links will be up on screen and in the video description. Once again, thank you guys so much for all of your love and support so far. Every subscription, every like, every comment, every view, they truly mean the world to me, and I honestly mean it when I say you guys are the best, and I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and happy holidays.